In January of 2010, Manchester United agreed a deal for a South American striker who was in the form of his life. The player had agreed a pre-contract with the English side. It was also said that Sir Alex Ferguson was a fan of this player's way of playing. That player was Paraguay's Salvador Cabañas. But before that transfer could happen, Cabañas would nearly be killed. On the 5th of October in 1980, Salvador Cabañas Ortega was born in Itagua Central, Paraguay. From 1998 to 2001, he would play for his first professional team, 12th of October, a local team not too far away from his hometown. During that stint, he would also be loaned out to Guarani in 1999. In 62 games combined for both clubs, Cabañas netted 18 goals. In 2001, he left his country to play with Chilean side Audax Italiano. In his 2 years there, he scored 29 goals in 53 appearances, slowly becoming a prolific striker. And in his final season, Cabañas would be recognized as the top scorer in the league. In 2003, the Paraguayan striker would be on the move again, this time to a different continent. His next club would be Mexican side Jaguars of Chiapas. Despite being in a new country, the man never stopped scoring goals. But these weren't just meaningless goals. These were goals that were important to save a point or ignite comebacks. And they came in all types of forms: right foot, left foot, long shots, free kicks, and even headers, despite only standing at 5'8". At one point in the Clausura 2004 season, Cabañas was responsible for 50% of Jaguars' goals, just getting better and better every season. However, despite his high-scoring seasons, Jaguars could not make the playoffs. The Paraguayan striker would need to wait 3 years until he could play in the playoffs. Unfortunately, in the very first round, his Jaguars would be eliminated by one of Mexico's top clubs, Chivas. In the first leg, Cabañas would bag a brace to win away from home. But in the second leg, Chivas too would perform brilliantly away from home. In the end, Jaguars would be defeated in a thrilling 6-5 two-legged tie. Even though he had never won a playoff game, there was no doubt that Salvador Cabañas was arguably the best player in the league. And a player of this quality was going to be desired by top clubs. The biggest club in the country, Club America, would secure his services in 2006. Cabañas left Jaguars scoring 59 goals in 103 games for them. Signing with a top club can either make or break a player. A jump from Jaguars to the biggest club in the country comes with a lot of expectations. But Cabañas proved he was not scared of the big moments. In the fourth match day with his new club, he would go insane. Club America would win with a 5-1 blowout against Veracruz, with Cabañas netting 4 of the 5 goals at the Azteca Stadium. And come the start of 2007, the goals would not stop. Whether in Mexico or in the international stage, the Paraguayan striker could not stop scoring. Club America had the chance to qualify for the Copa Libertadores, but first, they had to beat Peruvian club Sporting Cristal. The Peruvians were blown out 5-0 in the first leg, and Salvador Cabañas would bag 3 of the 5 goals, pretty much qualifying the Mexican side with his goals alone. The schedule for Club America included the league back home, in which Cabañas was not as lethal for his standards, but the team still qualified for the playoffs that season, and also having to go out to South America to play against highly physical teams. However, these highly physically imposing teams did not scare Cabañas. As a matter of fact, he thrived in this environment. Even though Club America were eliminated in the quarterfinals to Santos, the tourney was a success for their striker. Cabañas would finish as the tournament's top goal scorer, netting 10 goals in 10 games. And back home in Mexico, America would play in the playoffs, but come just short once again. 2007 would be a year to remember for Cabañas, as he finished the year with 33 goals. Because of his amazing output, he was recognized as the Paraguayan Footballer of the Year and the South American Footballer of the Year. However, come the start of 2008, Club America would finally begin to feel the damage of playing in 2 highly demanding environments. In the Clausura 2008 season, America would make history, but for all the wrong reasons. In the 17 games of that season, they only won 3 times, finishing on just 11 points. Despite finishing in last place, the club was never in danger of being relegated, as strange as that may sound. But just like they made history for all the wrong reasons, in the Libertadores, Club America made history, but this time for the right reasons. In the group phase, Club America would clash against one of Argentina's finest, River Plate, in a game where set pieces, crosses, and headers were the goal-getters. Salvador Cabañas would come off the bench to inspire a historical win to keep the Mexican side alive in the Libertadores. He would provide an assist and score the winning goal in just 38 minutes of action. And with 3 wins and 3 losses, Club America would make it out of the group phase. First up in the last 16, the Mexican side would face off against another legendary Brazilian side, Flamengo. The Azteca Stadium would host the first leg. Just like the game against River Plate, this was a goal fest. However, it would be the visitors who came out on top. Flamengo won 4-2 in the first leg. But back in Brazil, the fans of Club America were about to witness history. And with this came maybe the greatest performance of Salvador Cabañas' career. Facing elimination away from home and with a 2-goal deficit, Club America would rise to the occasion. With a brace from Cabañas, Club America would pull off the comeback and win 5-4 on aggregate. Sitting in the quarterfinals now, the Mexican side would have a run back against another Brazilian side, Santos. Once again, Club America's number 9 simply could not stop scoring. Netting a brace in the first leg, the Mexicans would take a 2-0 lead. Now, they were the ones that could sit back and defend. And that is exactly what they did, winning with an aggregate score of 2-1. The magical run came to an end to the eventual winners, Liga de Quito, but the game was tainted due to poor refereeing. Just like the year before, Cabañas finished as the tournament's top goal scorer for a second season in a row. In 2009, Club America would not participate in the Libertadores Cup, which meant they could strictly focus on the league back home. In the 2009 Clausura, Cabañas continued to be a monster in front of goal. In 16 league games, he bagged 13 goals, including a hat-trick against Indios to save a point for his team. In the 2009 Apertura, Cabañas' numbers took a dip, and it was because of something that was happening a couple of years before. You see, back in 2007, Cabañas was on a mission that did not involve his club, and that was to get his beloved country Paraguay qualified to the 2010 World Cup. In late 2009, Cabañas missed out on many league games with Club America because he was playing in the South American World Cup qualifiers. And on September 9, 2009, he and his country would achieve the dream of all Paraguayans, following a 1-0 win against South American giant Argentina. From October 13, 2007 to October 14, 2009, Paraguay would compete in the qualifiers, in which he was involved tremendously in the attack, contributing with 6 goals and 4 assists in 15 starts. With this qualification, Salvador Cabañas became a national hero back home. It was also the same with his club. Even though he had not won anything, there was no denying that he was one of, if not the best player in the Mexican league. And come the start of 2010, he had lots to look forward to. He was going to play in the biggest stage of international football. The fans of Club America adored him. And best of all, he was going to play in Europe. But not just play in any European team. He was going to play for Manchester United. Yes, the team that was arguably the best club in the world at the time. The team managed by the greatest manager the UK has ever seen. In January, Cabañas and Man United reached a pre-contract agreement. And after the World Cup concluded, he was going to play in the best league in the world. But before that could happen, his life would change forever. On January 25, 2010, Salvador Cabañas would be present at a nightclub, and before he knew it, he would be laying on the floor in a pool of his own blood. Because of this incident, Cabañas' career was over. However, believe it or not, he survived the gunshot to the head. He did lose sight in one of his eyes, and he also suffers from memory loss. The doctors said that this was a miraculous recovery. They could not remove the bullet from his head because doctors said it is far too dangerous to try. Unfortunately, people who he believed he could trust in backstabbed him when he was down. He did not get to play in the World Cup, in which he had put so much work towards. His wife and his agent took most of his money, and he lost it all. The move to Manchester United collapsed for obvious reasons. To make a living, he went back to his country and baked bread for the business of his parents. As the years went on, Cabañas slowly but surely got back on his feet. He now wishes to become a manager and give back to the game that gave him so much.